Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video where today we're in Ring 1 and we're going to be playing the Citadel of laptop splitting. So first off we have a pretty fast spinner to jump onto, which can actually be kind of hard sometimes. But then make sure you jump onto this triangle, because the others don't take you anywhere, unless you're going for the secret ending, but that will be in another video. Already on to floor 2 though, these first two floors are really short. Here's a shortcut you can do, is kind of launch yourself over there. But you're supposed to launch yourself this way. Doesn't make too much difference. Last part before floor 3, you kind of have to have your character like this, and then just jump up. Small shortcut here, you can just jump straight to here, skip a few studs. Some conveyors here. So just keep jumping. This one you can stay on it until the end and then jump off. Here you have to wait on this platform until the moving platform arrives. And now to take the least damage, stand on this corner here. Now be careful, some of these platforms fall. And then here, I recommend jumping in the middle as much as you can, because then it won't turn your character as much. And now we're on to floor 5, the first floor where things get a little bit longer. So this floor you have to get a lot of buttons to activate every single part of that ladder. So the first one's pretty easy, and then follow where I go. The next one's just over here. If you have the alignment keys, they can be pretty useful here. Once you get this button, turn around, and you're supposed to jump onto these studs here. Get this easy button. Small shortcut here, you can jump straight to the button from there. Once you get that, walk up here, and you can go through. And now we're on the outside part. So here there are 5 or 6 buttons to get. I actually recommend skipping a few. But if you really don't want to, then I'll show you which ones to go for. So this first one, I recommend to go for, because it's pretty easy. Just follow the tightrope. And if you're quick enough, you should make it in time for when it comes back. If you're going to be doing the skips, I recommend skipping this one here. And I'll show you what you can do in a bit. But if you do not want to skip it, that one right there, make sure you walk off And time it pretty well, because that's a pretty scary jump. Which is why I recommend you skip this button. Then this one, don't skip. Shortcut here, you can just walk straight across this invisible platform to save some time. And you will miss the ride. Okay, now this challenge here has two buttons. There's one up there, which I'm going to show you now, which I recommend you skip. But if you don't skip it, then you've just got to do some parkour. Again, some pretty challenging stuff, especially to get onto that one stud with speed. But once you get up here, just walk across the top. And it's right over here. And now for the button that I recommend you don't skip. There's actually an invisible platform right here you can jump on. And the button is right in here. So I recommend getting the purple one but not the blue one for that. And now if you got all the buttons like I did here, then make sure to wrap around the back of the ladder like that. If you didn't, you'll be able to go through these and then just do a head hitter onto the next ladder, which I will show you. So make sure you climb the ladder pretty slowly so that you just walk straight through. But yeah, you go through, do the head hitter like that. Now back inside the tower. There's one more button to get, which is just across here. These things jump on the sides if you don't want them to move, but it doesn't matter as long as you're quick. Once you've activated all the buttons, you can jump up the side like this. It's a lot quicker. And again, if you didn't get all the buttons, you can just make sure to remember the ladders that you didn't get. Just do a head hitter like that. And you're on to floor 6. Make sure to stand near onto the left, so that when you bash into the wall, you'll stay on it easily. And now another shortcut. When you're on this one here, if you look very closely, right here, there are some blocks, so you can do a head hitter onto here, and jump straight onto the button. So it's this second last block here. You don't have to see it, you just have to know where it is, and then you'll be fine. But press the purple button. Make sure you get up this ladder before the timer runs out. And you're good. Almost done with this floor. Just do these last few jumps. And we are going into the basement. So when you land at this blue one here, don't go down any further, because there is a button you have to get through here. It's a little mini challenge. So these platforms fall, so be careful. And then when you get to here, this is what I recommend you do. So these are conveyors. I recommend jumping straight onto that second one, just because it's easier. And if you do fall there, you're going to have to do all those falling platforms again, but with speed, which is a lot more annoying, so... Now when you're onto this pushing platform, wait on it until the moving platform's there, and then go off, because it's a conveyor, and it will just move you straight onto the platform. There you go, once you got the button, you're done with that. You can climb the ladder. And now you can go down. If you did forget, just walk out there, and it will teleport you back. Time for the basement. If you're not careful here, you can die, so... There are two ways to go here. I've always gone this way. You don't have to, but... Yeah, just be quick there, and then you can rest from the Gilbrick spinner here. Again, on all these tightropes, or this tightrope, you can use the alignment keys. If you're on PC. Next part of the basement right here. This part, you just jump on it, and then just jump up, like that. And now for these spinners, you want to jump on it, and don't jump, just walk to the top of it, like that, and then jump to the next one, and off. So don't take too much time here. You don't want to get killed by the spinner. But once you're here, you can rest and heal. You can use the alignment keys on this tightrope as well. And here to skip a scary wraparound, you can just jump straight up like that. Now last part of the basement, if you can walk up the wall there, and there's a secret way. I do not recommend doing it. I recommend just going this normal way. So this part you need to be quick, so as soon as it comes down, go on it and make sure you jump, because then you'll get to the top a lot quicker. Last few half-stud jumps here. Try not to fall. And that's the basement done. Now go onto this and let it launch you up. And you're almost at the backyard. Just walk across here. And we're now into the backyard. So just climb the ladder there so you don't have to worry about that pushing platform. Jump on here when this moving platform is here. And then you can go across. Try not to die, you can rest over there. Or you can just go really quickly like this. And just safe when you get to here. Okay, now this part, you have to wait for a kind of elevator. It's up there. When it comes, make sure you get in fast and get to the back of it. Otherwise, you will get probably launched out. You may have to wait for a while, but once it's here, go in and straight behind this wall. Make sure you have your camera like this so you can see when to get out though. So once you're at floor 7, just right here, quickly get out before it goes down again. Okay, so now here, jump off the zipline onto the button. And you're supposed to do this corner clip out of there. But you can actually, if you time it really well, if you aim your mouse around here, when the timer runs out, jump. And you'll be able to skip quite a lot. But if you can't do that, just corner clip out. And you have to get through here before the timer runs out. Once you get to here, you have to go back. And now this platform spawned. You get the button, and then you go back. Now you can go across these. And you get to here. But that shortcut I mentioned earlier, you can skip all of that outside that part. If you do this, jump on the button, aim your mouse here while standing on top of the button, and you need to time it really perfectly. So when the timer runs out, jump, and you'll just land here. It can be pretty hard to do though. But whichever way you did it, once you get to here, last part of floor 7, this part you can just kind of cheese it by using helicopter powers, if you have those. But if you don't, you just have to jump across like this. I recommend sideways. Just hold spacebar and move across like this. Now here, there's a button right there, do not get it yet. First go over here and get this one. Once you get this button, jump across, get this button, climb this ladder, and try and get out before the time has run out. Now onto floor 8. Once you got the hang of this floor, it's not that bad, but if you're doing it for the first time, this floor is pretty annoying, because everything is rotating. So this part will probably take you a bit of practice. But once you get down here, be careful on this pushing platform, because it does go out further than you think. Even I wasn't expecting it. Now this part's not too hard. Once you get to here, just stand here, and this moving platform should take you. When you're here, try and jump off onto the top one like that, just to make it a bit easier. Now this part, make sure you kind of be careful there. Jump a little bit more to the right than you think you need to, and you should be good. Once you get up here, you're done with that part, and we're on to the last part of floor 8. However, this red line right here, once you go across it, not all, but quite a few buttons deactivate. Which means if you fall before getting to the floor 12 dropper, you're going to have to get quite a few again. If you make it to the floor 12 dropper, however, I will show you something that means you don't have to worry about that. But anyways, here you have a little... You don't worry about speedrunning this. It gives you plenty of time. But if you do fall and don't think you're going to make it again before the timer runs out, just walk across the red line and the button will reset. Then you can just press it again. And last jump of floor 8 right here. As you can see, I've still got plenty of time left. And now we're on to floor 9. So they call it wall hugging. Everyone calls it wall hopping though. You just have to flick your camera and jump when you get to the part where the different colours meet. And now when jumping on these thin spinners, jump as near to the middle as you can. Now once you're here, timer pop, hit this button. Here you can skip by jumping straight onto this ladder. And then when you jump off, I kind of like to just turn in midair, like that. And now last speed part here. Be careful, this is a long jump right there. But once you get that, as long as you don't mess up, just climb up here, and you're on to floor 10. And when you get to here for the first time, things are pretty scary for you. Also, sometimes that zipline can fling you, and you can just skip a few jumps, but... you wouldn't skip that much on there. Here, I recommend waiting where I'm waiting, not on that platform, so that you don't have to worry about dodging the kill brick. And just jump straight into here. So now you have 3 little mini games to do. This is the first one. Don't touch the kill bricks. So right now you can touch them all you like. But after you get this button here, if you touch the kill bricks, it will deactivate. So do your best not to. Easy shortcut right here, just jump straight out. These kill bricks also apply if you touch these. But once you get that button, you don't have to worry about that. And that's the first mini game done. This second one's a bit more scary, as you have some parkour to do. And if you fall, you can see that's a long drop. Again, another invisible platform right there, if you want to save some time. And that's number 2 done. Now this last one, probably the longest, you have a speed part. Make sure to jump off, you can't just walk off there. And make sure you're pretty careful. Take your time as well on this part. Okay, just jump around it like that. And once you got all 3 buttons, you just have to wait on this platform. And once you're back to here, you can jump off and you're onto the next floor. This floor is where things start getting intense. And the jumps start getting harder. And of course I failed the easiest one. This part in here is probably the hardest part of floor 11. These jumps. Luckily it doesn't matter if you fall. Invisible tightrope here, it's not too bad. And once you're here, you have to jump all the way down there. Be careful of that head hitter. And once you get to here, you're pretty much done with floor 11. Just have one outside part, where you can look at all the progress you've made. And you climb this ladder and get trolled. Don't worry, the parkour's just around this way though. And we're on to floor 12. These next floors are probably the hardest, so... This jump right here, recommend climbing on it like that. Don't turn your camera at all. Careful, this is a pretty long jump. And you've made it to the dropper. Have some pretty tight parts to get down here. If you have T-pose, you can use it to help you get down easier. But I'd recommend not using shift lock here. And once you get this button, you are good. That is the best button in the entire tower. And I will show you why. But anyways, this is some pretty tough parkour you have to do here. Again, luckily it doesn't matter if you fall. This jump right here is probably the hardest, so make sure you get your camera right around like that. Same again here. And once you get to here, you're good. Now, there is a big shortcut you can do here as well with the balloon. So here I'm going to show you the way you're supposed to go, and I'll show you the shortcut pretty soon. So you're supposed to just follow it up here. And make sure you're up here when the balloon pops. Last few scary jumps to floor 12, and you're on to floor 13. This, in my opinion, is probably the floor with the hardest jumps. These are falling platforms, so make sure you're quick, and then got to this invisible platform right there. And also that dark blue bit you have to jump over just before the pushing platform. Don't worry about it, because you don't need to. Scary part here is you look at everything you progressed on. And right here is the hardest jump for me. Make sure you jump sideways and then forwards into the hole. But let's say you just couldn't do that part. The first part of floor 13 or the last part of floor 12, or you just kept failing at it. There is a way to skip it if you really wanted to, which is this balloon skip that I was talking about earlier. So instead of going where I showed you last time, you want to go around this way. All the way up. And when the balloon pops, you want to be above this opening, and it will just take you through, like that. Now for this part, you could just skip it by jumping on those kill bricks over there, but you don't need to, as you can just go across here. Now this jump, what you want to do is push yourself against that wall and then do the wraparound. It's the easiest way. And you get taken to here. Again, you could just jump straight up on the kill bricks and skip some more parkour if you wanted to. And now here, hopefully you can do 9 stud wraparounds, because you have some here. Now, before you can go to the second last floor of the Citadel, you have this part right here. Do not fall here. Look what happens if you do. It would not be good. You get this button, then you have to go back. Once you're back in the tower, nice and safe, you go across this tightrope. Jump over to here, and you're on floor 14. This, in my opinion, is the scariest floor. Or should I say, this part right here is the scariest part for me. So you jump, and you have to go around the trusses like this. You could also flick around them, if you find that easier, like this. Then I recommend jumping not from the very top, but from there, just so you don't hit your head. And in this part I recommend doing it in first person, as it is very scary. Once you get in here, you're safe though, for now. Now for this part, follow where I go. So first there's an entrance right there, then just go hug that wall, and then when you can't go through there anymore, just follow it until you can, and you've made it to here. Follow where I go in this really easy maze. Here you have to just take this path here, the longest one. And yes, you do not want to fall here. So I recommend you just walk onto the moving platform. Because if you don't, then you have to do it all again. So yeah, just walk on. And this black is just a conveyor. You can jump across it like this if you want. Now here, I recommend going sideways like this and just jumping up. Okay, now this part, if this is your first time doing it, this will probably take you a few tries. But if you feel like you're going to fall at any point, make sure you touch the red kill bricks, the walls, not the floor. Because the walls will only teleport you back a little bit. The floor will teleport you back to the start of the floor. And you have to do the really scary parts again. But remember, the more you just jump, keep jumping on it. And eventually you'll make it to here. Past this sign is a conveyor. As soon as you get to that corner, jump, so that you can jump over the gap that's right around it. And now for another really scary jump. Here, you just have to jump kind of in the middle, and it pushes you onto the platform. That one, you probably will fail it your first time. And don't worry if you do, because I'm pretty sure everyone does. It's a very scary jump. And then that part there shouldn't give you too much trouble. Just have to go on some teleporters. And you've made it onto the last floor. So first off, there's an invisible platform, so just hug this wall. And you have to get this button. Now this is a pretty hard jump. I think it's easier to jump onto the back, not the side, but I always jumped on the side. Don't worry if you fall on these jumps, because the invisible platform is right below you. But for this pushing platform, make sure you go slow, otherwise that happens. Or at least it's never happened before, but that time it happened to me, so just be safe. And once you get to here, for this conveyor part, so I recommend just walking across like this and jumping. Now you go into this balloon, and I recommend not doing what I did, because I almost died. I recommend just staying in one of the corners until you're near the bottom, and then come onto this platform, because otherwise you lose a lot of health. Also, I couldn't be bothered to heal, so I just used my crystal. And if you fall here, it teleports you back to floor 12 dropper, so try your best not to. Luckily, the jumps are pretty simple. Rotate this platform, and once you are climbing this truss, you have one more jump to go. As you walk across here, look down on everything you've conquered. About to do the jump that will make or ruin your run. Now, just before the outro of the video, you probably remember me saying that that was the best button in the entire Citadel. And now I'm going to show you why. So let's say you fail from somewhere really high up, say the last jump, and you fall really far down. As long as you've pressed that button on the dropper, and you do not go over the red line on floor 8, which will reset it, all you have to do is go back to floor 5, which is this floor here, and you want to go to challenge number 2. Right over here. Once you get to here, you just have to go over to here and jump down, and you're back to the dropper part, so you're pretty much at the end of floor 12 again. And it saves a lot of time, and it's really useful. It means you don't really have to worry about falling. And there you go. Citadel of laptop splitting. Definitely my favorite tower, tower in Ring 1. I just really like it. But yeah, hopefully this video helped you out on beating it. And let me know in the comments if you did. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video.